here's the very good example of how research can get in the way, actually. We took this out to consumers, and the consumer said, well, you're saying Avis is only number 2. And if Avis is number 2, they're not number 1. If they're not number 1, you're obviously not the best. Well, we looked at this research, and I think perhaps that most organizations would have said that this is a dangerous campaign to run. However, we came to the conclusion that we should run it, and we went ahead with it, and we probably ran one of the great money-making campaigns. But we started this campaign. This company was $3 million in the red, and about a year later, they were over $1.25 million in the black. Now, what did this? Our campaign is not that we're number 2. Our campaign is that we try harder. And we know that it's human nature to believe that if you're number 2, you will try hard to get to be number 1. It's the nature of human beings to be ambitious and to try to get to the top. And people believed us. Now, in addition to believing that we are ambitious and want to get to the top, they felt we were the underdog, and people like to ally themselves with the underdog. They like to feel that they're helping someone get ahead.
Now we're faced with Hertz's answer after 3 years. They've been quiet for 3 years, acting like number 1 should act. But now they've come out with number 2 says he tries harder than who, and there's long copy on how he tries harder. And now we wonder what to do. We sit here, we've been sitting here for a couple of weeks now.
Now the persuasion happens to be not a science, but an art. And so this thing that has been most suspect by business, this thing called artistry, ironically, is becoming the most practical thing in the world. Now we pay about $50,000 a page in Life magazine for an ad, and you just watch, you go into an American subway and watch people reading magazines and flipping through these pages at $50,000 a clip, and you begin to understand when I say that you are very practical if you have the artistry to stop people and make them look and make them listen.
Have you ever wondered how the man who drives a snowplow drives to the snowplow? This one drives a Volkswagen.
You will find in so much of our work a seeming disparagement, perhaps, of our own product. And we are perfectly willing to do that if, in telling the true disparagement, we get you to believe the other things we say in an ad. Here's a campaign that says, "Till death do us part," and it talked about the youngsters. As we say in the ad, we're not against sex, but we think it belongs in a certain place, not in the driver's seat.
We are going to put a car on the roof of a 10-story building and then push it off to make a simple point. If you drive at 60 miles an hour and hit something, it's exactly the same as driving off a 10-story building. And it will get you to exactly the same place. The morgue. Our business is to sell you gasoline and oil, and we want you to be around to try them. We want you to live.
I have often said this is the best layout we ever made. Here we are, starting in 1949 with about $500,000 worth of business, and going all the way up year after year without a year where we didn't grow. Until last year we were $190 million, and this year we will be well over $200 million.